anyone have any browsing they want to do? Any shopping they want to do? I mean, they got these folks over here that are selling some wings, purely cosmetic, of course, but they are still fun cyberware for enthusiasts and cosplayers.
You know,
Hell. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say the funny thing is, looking at the list, I was gonna get a Neuralink.
I was thinking that too, and I don't. Is that a bad idea?
It does
I mean-
that technically you're not owned by him, but you really like him, so I don't know if you'd care about that.
So I don't think we have ethically sourced cyberware.
What is unethically sourced? How is it sourced? Is
Hey,
it
Maple,
It's
I think you
ripped out
should
of
have
people,
to.
right?
what? It's not just made.
Well, I mean,
it can
at
be
some point it
made.
was.
Not all cyberware is ethically sourced.
No, it's not.
I feel like it'd be
Also,
more
a lot of things
unethical
that are
to.
made aren't ethically made either.
Nothing is ethical in this place.
Hey,
It's-
hey. Let's not just start throwing that around there.
You're fine. Hey, I didn't.
Okay, so
You're fine.
now that Boomsmith is aware that magic is real,
You already are casting Fireball, Boomsmith.
exactly. I'm thinking of like multi-classing into wizard, Nat Runner. Like what skills does that use? That I definitely don't.
I'm gonna
have?
tell you right now, you don't want to do it. You're gonna hate it. It's a mini game with a million different things that you have to do.
I would either really like that or really hate it.
You would
the
probably
thing.
really hate it. I'm gonna be 110% real with you.
Are you sure? How do you know for sure?
Is this reverse psychology?
No. Make a experimental net runner and then look at the net running tab and then know that that's just a fraction of the rules you need to know.
Okay, I'm gonna do it right now. I'm
You
gonna
don't
template.
read. You will not learn how net running works anytime soon.
What if there's like a guide on it for YouTube? Okay, so who thinks I should definitely become multi-class into wizard?
No.
No.
I mean,
I,
if you did, you'd give Mr. Truth a run for his money.
Yeah. Well,
I like
just,
wizards.
maybe I don't know.
Are we all back? It seems like we're all back.
I haven't
we
left.
are all.
I never even left.
Amazing.
I've been here
I'm-
the whole time.
Well, that
I got
being
pizza.
said,
Can I have Hellbent do
you
the
wanna make that
call?
Make that call. Pull him aside. Make the call.
All right. Hellbent kind of heads out towards a balcony and motions for Diggs to drop by whenever she's got the time. He's calling Freddy, the new risk assessment and well, not Freddy. He's calling Freddy. I'm sorry, I forgot the.
Was it Freddy? Was it
Freddy.
Frank? Was it something else? Is Freddy? All right.
No, it's Freddy.
All right. So you call. How do
Franklin
you
Freddy.
open this little conversation?
I would like to request K-Tech Dobermans 2 specifically. No need to have them pre-programmed. My employees shall take care of this for me.
There is a little flash behind your eyes as some documents are sent over to you.
They
this-
are filled out almost immediately
Do you
after
read them
reading
at
them.
all?
Oh no, he's gonna read them. I'm
All right,
kidding.
they state this is for one K-Tech Doberman. Personality is going to be preset to accordance with Mechanodyne procedure with all Mechanodyne drones that have been going out for pairing. It will be replacing the spotter drone that has been rolling around with Raj and the AV and ground vehicle as well.
All right. Well, he's going to make a requisition. He's going to quickly, as he's sent these forms.
You know, Freddy, I know a risk assessment analyst like you knows better than to provide something not requested. I would like the Doberman wiped, unprogrammed. You're very well aware, my position in this company leads me to distinct scenarios that K-Tech programming and Mechanodyne reprogramming cannot always suffice with. Do you think this Doberman would have had the proper tells for my last 3 associates? Remind me, where in Mechanodyne programming is there the command for rooting out which Minotaur has the right cyber leg? I need something that is properly under my control, something that can adapt when I adapt. If it cannot, then it is useless to me.
Okay, well, think
I'm-
quickly, because we have business to attend to.
Yeah,
I'm
as well.
business. I'm
No, I'm
business
looking at-
Smith.
Point Diggs is going to step into the center of the circle and kind of like push the group together a little bit and be like, all right, now that everybody's business, kind of look towards Boom
Business Smith.
is done.
Did Shamu look at anything?
Oh yeah, did you?
Shamu's busy
did you
paying
want
off
any-
debt.
Okay.
Oh,
Shamu's
how much
still
debt are
paying
you?
off
Wait,
debt. He's not
how
buying.
much? How much debt are you in?
If I'm right, it's like. Hold on, let me check. real
How
quick.
much have you already paid off of the 2,000?
I believe that if you didn't make any new payments since things began, you probably had around 800.
Yeah, with the money we just got, which I was gonna put towards it, he's gonna have like 358 left.
Okay,
Alright.
have 358 of my money.
Huh?
Have 358 eddies from me.
Honestly,
mean-
Tech's probably going to save the rest of it for post-night market to do some inventing and fabricating is my
Yeah.
guess.
I will give you that money.
Your debts have been paid. Congratulations.
Yeah.
You may now purchase more Mechanodyne brand cyberware.
I think like if you mention the debt near Cecile, she just grabs the back of your shirt, pulls you in, and shoves money into your hand and then pushes you away again.
Take my fucking money!
It's just, this is the most aggressively supportive thing I've ever had happen to me, and I don't know how to feel.
Just well, get
Sparks.
ready for more. All right,
Yeah.
now. Last time we were all together, we had some things happen, didn't we? We had some dangerous things happen.
I almost
And-
lost a leg.
Yeah, okay. As a crew, honestly, we weren't very crewy, and we did not stick together like we should have. I even had a way out. And guess who was the only one on that ship? That was right, me. I didn't know what happened to half of you. So, guess what? I'm gonna pay for something. No questions, no no's. It's a yes automatically.
All right.
We're all going to group therapy, bitches. That's right.
Wow. That
We're
sounds
gonna
like
go
fun.
talk about our feelings. We're
I
gonna
love
talk
talking about
about
my feelings.
all the horrible things that have happened to us up to this point. We're also gonna talk about why, when we meet somebody and there's an attraction, it only lasts for a certain amount of time, and then once we get to know them, then we're done and it's over and we're on to the next. We're gonna talk about our commitment issues. All right?
Diggs, do you,
Excuse me.
Together.
Diggs, do you want to talk about that right now?
We're gonna talk about it in therapy.
Like, I got a shoulder to cry on right now.
At me and Sparks' house. We have been working on the most
Listen, you
lovely
can-
loaf of sourdough, and you guys.
I don't give a shit about your sourdough. We're going to therapy,
Listen,
and I'm
Yeah.
paying for it,
Happy
and we're going now.
I've been
You
working
can try that with me,
on
but
that
the
for like a
problem
month.
is I don't have anything actually wrong with me. So
Well, you're
have fun.
That's
going
not right.
for the
You're
group
going- you're-
dynamic.
I will
too.
make a
I-
one-time allowance here for this one and consider this therapy to be ongoing. Ongoing, we'll call it. And allow the benefits to come to you. If you don't need them now, I'll let you save them for later. Because this seems like something that's going to be happening over the course of the week ahead. Special
Hellbent.
Therapy boys.
Hellbent just
Absolutely.
kind of like grabs Shamu by the shoulder.
It's not good to intervene at this point. I think this is a tactical mistake. Let's just let her have the way.
I'm agreeing with her
We
every
don't
step
have
of the
anything
way.
wrong.
It's at this point that in the middle of her chat, she has pulled out her gun and she's just like pointing at people like, we're doing this and we're
Can I-
going now.
Can I just like
Are you-
very gently
Chill.
push the gun down once it's pointed at me?
It gets shoved closer,
Alright.
closer.
I have
Please-
a quick
Please
question.
don't do that.
Why are we
you-
arguing?
Are you pointing that at Hellbent?
No, God no. I'm pointing at everybody else but Elvin.
I don't know why you think it's a good idea to point at me.
Yeah,
He
don't
takes
point at
notice
me
of this.
either at that. That's worrying.
Raj is already
I
going
never said I
downstairs to
wasn't
get the car
going.
ready.
Oh my god.
Are we going to therapy
you,
right
We're
now?
going to therapy.
Going
We're
right
doing it right
now.
now.
It starts
Do
now, it
Uh,
goes for the week.
I mean, you guys
Raj
did-
gets Raj gets like a quick 100 Eddie bonus for being tactful and knowing when to do things. Thank you, Raj.
I'm gonna, if I can, I'm gonna walk down and just put like an arm around like Tig's shoulders. Like, listen, if you want, we can talk about some of those things before we go there. Like, I'm here. I've got a shoulder for a reason. Like, are you good? You need a minute?
He's just like fuming, stomping in front of
'Cause
him,
you're-
like, I'll talk to the professionals, thank you.
I'm not.
And then she turns and realizes she's been a little short. She's like, I'm sorry, that wasn't
No,
directed towards you.
no, I get it.
Why is Bertha here?
A lot of you pull up to therapy. You pull up to therapy.
Bertha
A
was
number of
important.
chairs are waiting inside. Sarah Rand will be your therapist for today. She has a brown suit, brown shoes, brown tie, and a blue shirt, and a little blue streak in her brown hair. But her eyes, those are blue,
Weird.
not brown. You will find that your main man, good old Grande, is there, but he immediately gets a call from someone, and he's like, "Oh man, I gotta go." But he says before that he folds out Bertha, puts her down in his place, and then leaves. Yeah, so there's 7 chairs, and technically 6 of them are now occupied.
Boomsmith,
I-
why did you give birth to Grande? I do not remember that.
What?
I spin my chair and I sit in it like a youth pastor.
Oh
I didn't give
god.
it to Grande.
No.
Dix is going to sit very daintily with her legs crossed, and then her
What?
arms are crossed over in front of her. Everything's crossed.
There you go.
Yeah, you get me.
Why is
You
my
get
gun
me.
at therapy?
Your gun needed therapy because you held it. That was very low. I apologize. I'm very
Sarah
sorry.
Rand steps in the
That
middle and
was-
says, "That, I do believe that was an unkind thing for you to say. Perhaps you could take a moment and try apologizing to Boomsmith."
I was in the middle of an apology until you interrupted me. Thank you.
Yes,
I'm
I
like
can
you're making
see
a
that.
cut
I
it
can
out
see that.
motion.
Well, I'll give you the floor for that.
I apologize, Boomsmith. That was very demeaning. I did not mean it exactly. Well,
You're really
I did
mean to
mean that,
me.
but it-
You know that, like all the time. You're really mean to me, and I'm just trying to have a good time. I'm
to
just
be
trying to have a
fair,
good
you
time.
are very undelicate with important things.
I'm not a delicate. I provide the right amount of force every time,
He detonated a bomb.
80% of the time.
Tell that to the missing data from my. I should not talk.
Hey,
It sounds like
okay,
you're
hi.
trying to bring up something else again right now, and I really would like to say that this space, maybe we should set some ground rules as we come into here, okay? How does that sound? My name is Sarah Rand, and I'll be acting as your group therapist today. It seems like you, as a
Wonderful.
crew, are trying to get a little bit more closely knit so that you can do teamwork so your dream will work. Is that right? Is that right? Now, we don't
That
want our
is
dreams to just be pipe dreams out there. We want them to come true. Shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. Is that right, people?
Hellbent just kind of leans back in his chair, and there is a clear smile just crawling across his face.
God, that is incredibly cheesy. You are a therapist. You're just fresh out of the APD, aren't you?
I have been doing this for 2 years.
That's 2 whole years. That's
That is
two
2 whole
whole
years. And
years.
this, believe it or not, you might think I'm ill qualified, but this isn't the first gun I've had in therapy. So I want you to think
I-
about that.
I
am
worry
not
about that.
entirely
Even more
impressed.
nervous
However,
what
I am
you've been
worried
working
for
with.
safety.
Diggs is gonna like at this point she's gonna be the one that shoots Hellbent an annoyed look and is like
Hellbent
looks back.
returns that look in full. This is not the first therapist he's gone to. This will not be the last. Do you know he has a personal therapist that he visits often?
Why?
He is not. He
Nothing.
literally advocates for therapy. Come on.
Well, before we begin, I would really like to get to know everyone who's here. So, if you wouldn't mind telling me some of your names, why don't we start over here? You there, with the fun way of sitting in that chair.
Oh. It's just more comfortable for my back. It's just
Yes, it's very fun. I
Right.
think it's hip and cool. Choom.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Cecile.
Hi, Cecile. I am Sarah Ray.
Cecile.
It's so good to meet you. And
I put out a
this-
hand to shake.
She's gonna shake your hand. It's very soft. And how about you? What's your name? She turns.
Mine's
into a
made
little
of metal.
Are-
Me?
Yes.
I
What's
look
your
at
name?
Boomsmith just like, don't
Oh,
say Boomsmith. I'm just mouthing, don't say.
but he's the Miss Smith. Business. I'm Business Smith today.
Business? Business Smith. That's a very fun and interesting name. I don't think I've heard that one before, and it's
That
my
just kind
distinct
of-
pleasure to hear it now. Nice to meet you. My name is Sarah Wren.
What? Are you a mandatory reporter of crimes?
That's a great question.
I
It's
just
nice to
start
meet you. By the
laughing.
way, who is this beside you?
Uh, Shamu?
Just
Well,
gonna
you
wait for
actually
Shay.
remembered my name.
Shamu.
So you
He's
are
talking to you.
you're Shamu.
I am.
Okay. You seem
Yeah.
you seem a little nervous to speak up. Maybe we'll discuss that a little bit after I get introductions out of the way. I do like to help grease the wheels so that people feel comfortable talking, and then we'll see where they go. A lot of the times I've found that things can be like a floodgate. Once people start talking within their crew, it doesn't stop too easily. So my job for a lot of this is going to be more acting as a guide for that flow so that we can put it in constructive directions as opposed to destructive ones. Now, some things that we say may hurt, but it can be important to get them off of our chest. So let's just remember that as we go over here. And what's your name? She's going to look at the gun.
Boom Smith
afraid
is
she is somewhat.
is-
Oh, go ahead.
for the gun.
Is Boomsmith throwing his voice? Does Boomsmith know ventriloquism?
I'm Bertha for sure. Boom Smith has his hand over his mouth and
Dear
is
God.
ventriloquist.
I'm
Wow.
starting,
Uh,
I'm
you
starting
know-
to realize that some of us need this more than others.
Hellbent just like kind of quickly like turns the gun down to the floor and then checks to see if the safety was on or not. And if
It
it
was
wasn't
not.
on, he's going to. Fuck's sake.
It doesn't have a safety.
It does have a safety.
It does not.
He is
I
putting that
checked.
safety on, and he's just
Did you-
going to quickly like disconnect the magazine just to make sure.
Don't
Apologies.
kill someone.
It seems that my friend Grande has not been taking the most safe care of his weapon.
That's not
You
his
do seem
weapon.
very concerned about the efficiency and safety of the group. It seems to come up quite often since you walked in the door. I'm sorry, I don't think I caught your name yet. Well, my name is Sarah Rand, and you might be.
My name is Kane Hydrogen. It is good to meet you, Doctor. I'm afraid I am rather well traveled in the therapy circuit, as I'm sure you can guess. I don't suppose you happen to know any Dr. Timothy Heisenbergs, do you?
No, I don't believe I do.
Unfortunate. I will have to give his contact information. It's important that therapists network.
I see that you really do like to concern yourself with the business of others. You're a very proactive person.
Let's say that there is practicing on one end of my personality.
Hint, hint, wink, wink. Ha 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 ha. Shoot me.
She shall now step away from you, leave you to do that for yourself, and then start talking to Diggs and say, "Well, and who might you be?"
Diggs Graver, nice to meet you. Thank you for
Sarah
having
Rand.
all of
I
us.
can see that you were the one who arranged this meeting, and I get the feeling that you fill a very specific role within this group, that you had reached out when it seems others might be a little more apprehensive about stepping into this space together. Is that right?
Yes, that would be correct.
All right, so why don't we hear a little bit about what you all think is bringing you here today from your perspective? What are some things that you would really like to see and get out of this?
Well, I would like Hellbent to stop treating me like I'm gonna blow everything up all the time. I'll blow things up precisely when I intend to, and not a single time more. Definitely.
Does Hellbent usually say words like all the time and always when referring to this
Well,
behavior?
he sure is always telling me not to blow things up.
I think it's important that we don't use words like always and all the time, because they might send us into a pattern of thinking that isn't necessarily accurate to the experience that we are living through. We may think that it's happening all the time, but in reality, that's not necessarily the case. And we should give that room to each other and that allowance to each other that, no, it's not all the time you say that, but you do say it often. And that can help us make more productive conversations as opposed to pushing things to their extremes. And oftentimes, when we do that, that can lead others to feeling defensive, and then our conflicts tend to escalate. Now, Kane, right?
Indeed.
Hellbent crosses his legs and just kind of folds his hands across his knee. It's clear he is very comfortable here.
Look at him acting like he's better than us all the damn time. I'm Hellbent.
Not all the time. Try saying that one again.
Almost all of the time. That better?
Thank you.
I am not better. I am simply well aware of the process of these things. I welcome it. I wish to be better.
Of course you do. Well, after hearing what Mr. Business Smith had to say, what does that bring up anything to you? Do you have any feelings that come up hearing that, or any examples that you feel might be true to the lived experience of Mr. Business Smith over there?
I admit I am chronically anxious. I have often been concerned that our friend Mr. Businessmith may be doing detrimental things for the group's overall health.
What
Okay,
sort of
other
things
than
might
the
those
time I threw the incendiary grenade on the boat, it's all been pretty regular.
There are more times.
I am very curious. Mr. Business Smith, given your name, I had assumed that you're kind of a numbers guy, but it's beginning to sound like the role you fill within this group is somewhat different from that. Could you tell me a bit more about the role that you were filling within this group and why they picked you to go on these jobs in the first place?
Hellbent raises a hand. He's not going to interrupt, but he raises a hand.
I'm gonna let him talk.
Oh no! He wants to go after. He just wants to make it known that he has something to say afterwards. Go ahead.
I see it. I fully see the hand raised. I'm gonna wait.
It seems that the floor
As
is
you wish.
yours.
As you wish. This group is a unique business functioning capacity. You see, I work in a specific area of reacquisition of errant assets, repossession, if you will.
Mhm.
We deal with very dangerous individuals on a daily basis, often in variety of. And he just kind of pauses for a moment, and you can see there's a kind of concern that passes over his face. I apologize. A variety of. And he just kind of puts a hand up to his mouth. My sincere apologies. As I was saying, we function in a variety of environments against a variety of very dangerous people.
Can
Our
we just
group
say what we
is-
do? I mean, I think she knows what we do.
I do
Our
work
group
with
is-
groups such as yours often, hence why I am eager to hear Bertha's side of the story.
Well, where should I begin?
I'm just going to very gently place a hand on the Boomsmith's shoulder as if to be like, don't.
Hellbent just kind of he puts a hand up and just like concedes the floor. If you guys want to go into full detail, you may.
Well, let me tell you guys. Okay, so I'm just a regular gun. I'm kind of a big gun.
I
This
found
group is real. Well, they're kind of high speed, and everywhere we go, things are exploding and people are shooting at us, and it's kind of stressful. I get that, but we're just trying to be friends. And sometimes things have to go boom, 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 boom. I just want everybody to be like open with each other so we can make some progress here and get close. And when we're all nervous about talking about how we feel, we're not going to get anywhere.
I'm starting to realize I think this is the only, like, out of character. I think the only way that Boomsmith can talk about his feelings is when he's doing the high voice.
Yes, no, the gun is actually here so that Boomsmith. It's like bringing a puppet that you can talk to and then help relay things.
I was gonna
Projecting.
say, I feel like Cecile has heard high voice Boomsmith before, considering they live together right now.
And
Always from the bathroom whenever he's getting ready for the day. Really?
when he's shining his head.
Oh, your head looks great today, Boomsmith. You should.
twist, it's actually Boomsmith's real voice, and the deeper voice is because of the mustache.
I'm just imagining just that, just hammering on the door
He
like,
has the mustache.
Boomsmith, I need to shower!
Dix is going to speak up and be like, kind of looking at the therapist who's still, I assume, like facing the gun that's being voiced by Boomsmith.
Yep.
Like, can I interject here?
Absolutely. Would you like to hold the speaking pistol? Sometimes it can help a group to make more
would-
sense of
Speaking.
what we're saying by giving everyone the speaking pistol. Now, you can hold it to signify that you are going to be the one who will be talking and everyone else should be quiet. But if you find any point where things are getting a little overwhelming and people aren't really respecting what you have to say, you can always put your finger on the trigger of the unloaded speaking pistol. And this will help everyone understand that maybe it's time to quiet down. I find that this works really well with groups like this because they're very used to using this sort of a tactic for communication at home, so it's familiar.
I would love to hold the speaking pistol, please.
She hands you a speaking pistol. The safety is on. It is glued there, and it's in your hands.
Okay. She's gonna take a deep breath and just like, and like shake a little bit, and then hold the pistol up, just kind of lean forward and cross her legs to where her foot is on top of her knee and lean forward with the gun in her hand and be like, okay, I'm just gonna put this out there. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Okay?
Hel-
Look, I'm a fixer. I do deals, right? I do deals all day long. I could do them in my sleep. But do I actually know most of the people that I deal with on a daily basis and know any of their side hustles and things like that? That's not my business. So look, I'm sorry. I have gotten myself into some deep shit. And I don't need all the attitude. And then last week, we got in the middle of this thing. I felt like I had no one to call, so I called the person I could, and then it turns out that was the wrong fucking person to call. And then nobody showed up, everyone dispersed and just
Can I-
disappeared and
I
left
hold up a
me.
hand?
She's just gonna sitting there holding the pistol.
You
And
you
Well-
can shoot me if you need to.
No, it's a speaking
wanna
pistol, not
Yeah,
a
I
shooting
no,
Not
pistol.
a-
like not an actual shooting, like a. I find it to be therapeutic. Like, have you ever done that thing with like finger guns?
I think that it would be really a good idea if we respected who was holding the speaking pistol right now.
I understand. This is why I raised my hand.
Yes, thank you.
that was all. I honestly just don't know what I'm doing. So, if anybody takes anything personally, I'm very sorry. I'm doing the best that I can with the situations that I've been presented with.
That was
And then she'll
very...
just kind of like twist the gun to where do the little flip where the handle's pointed towards my friend over there, and then she'll hand it over.
She will.
Okay, you can-
Sarah will take it to help bring it over, but while doing that, she's going to take advantage of holding the speaking pistol to talk a little bit and say, "That is a very honest and very vulnerable thing of you to say, and I think that I would like to let everyone know that I really appreciate that from you. I imagine that others may feel the same, but I will not speak on their behalf. They can all voice that on their own when they have the speaking pistol." And then she's going to hand the speaking pistol over to Miss Ruiz.
Cecile takes it for a moment and, like, just in case, goes to unload it immediately. It's like, sorry, force of habit. Oh, that is unloaded. And I put it
Just a
back
couple
in.
Pez inside.
Oh,
What do you
am I
mean
allowed
it
to
has? Can we
Am I
have
allowed to
some?
take? Am I allowed to take one of these?
Yes, I find that they really help people take the edge off. Sometimes folks can
Thank
be
you.
very nervous to hold the speaking pistol for the first time, or a pistol for the first time in certain groups where the net runner
Yeah.
is finally showing their face.
I take a Pez out and hand it to Boomsmith first so that he eats it first, and then I put it back in.
We're roommates.
Now, if you'd like to go on, you have the floor.
I'll be honest. In relation to the last thing that we did, I feel like we didn't have good sorry. What am I trying to say? Not commission. What's the word with the? I'm like pointing it to everyone as I'm talking.
Try eating a
Like, what's
Pez
the-
while you think about that.
It's just a very specific communication.
Cohesion, communication. That would
I feel like we all just kind of split, and like everybody had different ideas on where to go, and nobody said anything about it. Like that's the thing that I worry about. Because like if any of you guys needed an out, I had found an out, and I was ready to help you with that out. I just didn't hear anything. It was confusing, and I do worry sometimes that we butt heads constantly.
If I may, and she's going to hold out her hand.
I flip the pistol and hand it over.
She takes the pistol, pops a Pez in her mouth, chews for a little bit, and then continues. It sounds like some of the things that you're saying were actually echoing what Miss Graver had said earlier about not really knowing where everyone was, having a way out, and then nobody necessarily being there. So it does sound like you were saying the same thing in different words. So that is a bit of common ground that I just wanted to call attention to. It seems that you were both in kind of the same situation. While the timeline of it may be its own question, it's good to note that you are having the same experience, even if you are two different people with different perspectives. Now, why don't we try? And she's going to put the pistol inside of Bertha's barrel.
Oh God.
I look at them straight.
I'm looking at this therapist like she's just insane. Like, oh my God, we're not gonna get anywhere here. And her hand is like over her
Hellbent,
face.
like
I feel
quietly
great.
just like shows
Just
a
like-
hand. Just give her time.
I
Hellbent clearly has faith in this woman.
feel
He has
great.
seen
Honestly. This
these
is
things
hilarious.
before.
Excuse
Listen,
me,
sometimes-
but I think I have the speaking pistol. Excuse me.
You can put your finger on the trigger if you'd like.
Okay. I'm gonna put my finger on the speaking pistol's trigger, but
Is that oddly sexual?
The magic courses through you, and one of the legs raises up to touch the trigger.
okay, that's another thing. I've been really feel like the magic's real or everybody's gaslighting me lately. So can you give me a straight answer? Is magic real? I'm asking for a friend.
Well, it is worth noting that any sufficiently advanced technology becomes indistinguishable from magic.
Okay, there you go. You're giving me the damn run. You're giving me the runaround again. Just tell me, is magic real?
Bertha had a dark moment there.
She's going to take the pistol and then see if anyone would like to answer this this question.
Uh,
So confused.
I do
See,
believe
no one's giving me an answer.
one of your group members, Bertha here, is expressing a very real concern, and while they may sound silly to hear at times, I can acknowledge that. That doesn't make them any less valid. The concerns that we have, the fears that we have, are all unique, individual, and stem from things that we've experienced in our lives. And from what I've heard, the lot of you have very, very dangerous lives. It's not strange for your fears to be quite unusual as well.
Can I have the
Hellbent.
speaking pistol again?
Yes.
Okay.
Hellbent raises a hand.
Well, not now, Hellbent. I gotta say some more things. Now that we're talking about magic, so the other day, this guy, he walked into my house, well, my apartment, because
I'm sorry, what?
my friend and his roommates would be, so it was their apartment, and I'm pretty sure he was a wizard, and so my friend takes the Diggs Graver, and I think she might be in love with a wizard, and I don't know about this wizard. He's a little googly, and I wonder if she's gonna turn into a frog or maybe a fish. And I'm just a little worried that one day she's gonna, if she's not a fish, she's gonna, turn up in a river all dead and shit. We're not gonna know why, 'cause she doesn't tell us what's going on ever.
Oh,
And that's a little worried.
Try taking a breath, Bertha. Let's give Diggs a moment to respond. May I have the speaking pistol?
Yeah, you can have a speaking pistol.
She's gonna bring the speaking pistol over to Diggs and say, "It sounds like there's some real concern coming from your friend Bertha over there. Maybe you'd like to help address that. Bertha sounds worried about you, and from what I've heard you say already, you're a little worried about yourself. Maybe we can talk about that together." And she hands you the speaking pistol.
She's kind of looking at everything very calm, and then the moment she's handed the speaking pistol, she stands up and starts pointing it to Boomsmith like, What do you mean I'm in danger from Mr. Truth? Just say what you want to say, okay? If you think he's crazy, which I don't think he is, he seems very charming to me. He has yet to hurt me at all.
Well, that's
Why would you have any reason to question Mr. Truth? It's literally in the name, Truth. Like, you can't get much more clear than that. I don't understand what the problem is.
Can you hand me, Mr. Businessmith the pistol?
Sure.
I think like
She's
She
gonna
just,
like,
hand
throws-
the pistol
throws,
over to
she
you.
throws the pistol at Boomsmith before the therapist has a chance to come get it.
Sarah briefly ducks.
I think
and
like
then-
Cecile's like head down on her chair, trying so hard not to laugh.
okay. Well, I don't like to get
Yeah, we were
involved in too many people's business because it seems like the more business you guys get involved with, the more trouble you're in. I talked to Maddie because Maddie's my girl, but I don't think Mr. Truth is crazy. In fact, quite the opposite. I think he's extra regular. I think he knows exactly what's going on, and I'm just a little worried you gonna show up dead. And I'm not saying it's Mr. Truth, but it's more of a pattern of behavior where, well, you seem to be getting involved with a whole lot of people that have a lot more guns than we do. And it's not, if you need to whack somebody, we'll do it. We'll do it for free. I'll do it for free. You've been hooking me up. I'll throw a grenade anywhere you want. You say the word. But if you just let us know. We'll do a personal, like a loyalty mission or whatever. And I just don't know how much I can help when it doesn't involve grenades or telling Maddie to do more drugs and seeing how that ironically actually helps the situation.
I'm sorry. Hang on. Can I hold this pistol for a minute?
Yeah, you can hold the pistol.
I pick up the pistol and like I half point at him. It's like, I'm sorry. Did you just say that you're like encouraging Maddie to do drugs?
I mean, has she been doing drugs lately?
I don't know.
No, she
I haven't
hasn't.
seen her in 2 weeks.
I don't want to take away the the effort that's taken for her to do that, but I'm just saying I might have been a catalyst for that, and it's a team effort. Alpha's definitely a big part of that, kind of a cause of it, but
Who?
you too. Do you not
Who
know?
is Alpha? No.
Okay, all right. So
I
it
feel like
all
I'm out of the loop on pretty much everything that ever happened.
Okay, so it all goes back to Barrel Man. Have you met Barrel Man?
Yes. Okay. I think this is a conversation for after therapy.
Okay.
I'll.
Do you
Oh,
want?
sorry, I forgot. I don't have the pistol. Never mind. I'll wait my
Do you want? I was just gonna say sometimes I feel like I'm just kind of on 15 different strings that other people keep pulling on, and I don't know where they're going, and I feel like I'm the last to know.
Sarah Van is
I was
going
going
to
to say that.
hold out a hand and inquire if she may have the pistol.
I flip it again and I hand it over.
She takes the pistol and goes toward the center of the room, and then
Wait,
turns back to
can I
Trixie.
actually have a Pez?
Yeah, she flips you a Pez as well. Actually, she shoots you a Pez specifically.
Oh wait, hang on. I'm gonna do an evasion. I'm gonna do an evasion.
Okay.
Okay. Jesus Christ. So 34. I like dodge it and then like a hand goes like, oh shit, I want that. I grab it.
She's going to chuckle heartily. It's good to disarm ourselves now and then to really allow our guard to go down so that we can reach these moments that honestly sound like kind of a breakthrough. From what I'm hearing, Miss Ruiz, you feel like you're being dragged around in a lot of different directions. By a lot of different threads from a lot of different people in this group. But I would ask, what is your thread? What are you pursuing? What are you searching for? It's easy to get caught up in other people's goals when we don't necessarily have our own.
Ooh, that's good.
I just squinted.
Sorry.
But you can't tell because I'm wearing sunglasses.
She's going to hand back the speaking pistol to you.
I mean, part of me doesn't really know what I want anymore. Because I feel like people keep telling me things that would be good for me. You live here, right? Like you live in Night City.
I do.
You know how this place feels when you're under it.
She's going to put a hand on the speaking pistol and say, I do, and then take it off.
Sometimes the goal is just to live for another day until you can figure out what the hell you're doing with yourself. And sometimes it's nice to be able to talk about that sort of thing. And I feel like I haven't been able to talk about that sort of thing in a long time because people keep expecting me to be something. I don't know what I am.
She's going to...
Am I a fist? What am I?
I thought you were a fist, myself.
I'll hold my hand up in the
take
air.
off the sunglasses, but I cover my eyes so you still can't see them. Just like rubbing my hand, and then I put the sunglasses on over my hand and take the hand away.
Sarah's going to ferry the speaking pistol over to Diggs.
I'll grab the pistol and say, I can relate to everything that you just said. I feel the same way. And as Boonsmith has said, I should use more wisdom and discretion in my dealings. I understand that. I do have a weakness. I will work on that. And then she just hands the gun back.
Thank you for sharing that. You've been very forward, and I think that's great.
I know I don't have the speaking pistol or anything, but I'd like to point out that Hellbent has had his hand raised since Bertha was last
Oh,
She's
sure,
talking.
going to hand the speaking pistol
It's
to Hellbent.
okay. It always
Okay.
happens to me in real life anyway. Don't worry
She's
about
going to
it.
hand the
No.
speaking pistol to Hellbent.
It's fine. Hellbent takes the speaking pistol and almost on reaction hits the safety to ensure it is on.
It is on, but a Pez falls out.
No!
Eat the Pez,
Force
dude.
of habit.
Lopez.
If you are willing to hear what I have to say, would like to bring up some concerns.
I mean, you do have the gun.
Do we
so,
You've
like-
got the
talk?
pistol. We can't say anything.
I just like
He
you
just
have
kind
the
of
gun.
gestures. He does not. He's asking specifically for permission.
Sarah is going to extend a hand briefly to touch the gun by putting her pointer finger into the gun barrel, and then she'll say, before that, I would really be curious to hear what your response is to some of the things that your allies have been saying, some of the things your friends have been saying. And then, if you are pivoting the conversation from there, just keep a hold of the speaking pistol and do so. But I think it's good that we address what's been brought up, because those sounded like some very raw moments, and again, some that I can't help but feel like other members can identify with. Oftentimes, groups like these really are just falling into each other because of life and trying to get ahead in it. And then they get swept up in each other, and their goal starts to become something unrecognizable, and as a result of pursuing it, so do they. So, I'd like to hear what you have to say to your allies before continuing to another point, if you don't mind. And she's gonna take her finger out of the gun with a pop and step back.
You do realize that you're supposed to treat every gun as if it is loaded, correct?
The speaking pistol isn't a gun, it's a friend that helps us.
Cecile almost starts laughing again.
Hellbent also starts.
I'm sorry, I just haven't heard a gun referred to as a friend before.
You don't...
You haven't?
She's gonna touch it real quickly and say, you don't consider Bertha here a friend?
No, Bertha
Choose the
is a
worst
friend.
Jeffrey,
I don't.
bitch.
Hey,
Please wait until you have the speaking
I'm,
pistol.
I'm sorry.
I
I'm
was-
sorry.
Thank
I
you.
consider.
Damn.
But this is in kids. Like
Bertha didn't even hesitate.
I consider Bertha a valuable member.
Hellbent raises a hand.
Hellbent does still have the pistol as well. You know?
I know.
All right.
It's force of habit.
Why don't we return our
I
focus to Hellbent?
understand that there were concerns over our last run-in with the Maelstrom. I apologize if my role has not been made perfectly clear. I separated from the group because I wished to lead them away. I drew them in by taunting them. I wished to be the subject of their ire, because I knew I had a way out already planned. I informed you all of my trauma team membership the weeks prior. However, it seemed that in the moment that detail was lost. Often in this group I have served as the shield, the target. That is why I wear bright colors, why I style myself like this. The presence is important. To be the one on the very front line, one must be bold. Bold enough to obfuscate from their other allies. I did not wish to abandon you. That was not my intention.
Can I have the speaking pistol?
You may not. I am not finished.
Whoa.
Moreover, Diggs, as I'm sure you're very aware, I have suspected you have been in deep trouble for some time. I have not wished to push you on this issue, as I understand that business can sometimes be a personal endeavor. However, I must admit, I have been very concerned for months, especially with your new equipment. I am relieved to know you did not understand its purpose. However, it still is concerning. That gun has a reputation, and it is meant to kill people like
Excuse me. Sorry, not Diggs.
Not like Diggs. We're not
kill
killing
people
Diggs.
like Cecile.
And he
What?
clearly almost did the joke again. He had to catch himself. He's trying to be respectful.
It's like
Apologies.
I'm not like
Cecile.
I don't know what gun
And
you're talking
myself.
about.
Would you like to explain, Diggs, or should I?
You have the speaking pistol. You're doing well.
As you wish. During our fight with the Maelstrom, Diggs pulled a Militech Perseus. You may not understand the purpose of this weapon, however, it has a lauded history. It was specially made to kill cyber psychos. Its run was cut after Militech realized that it would not be perfectly profitable. It is a collector's item now. Very expensive. When I first saw the weapon, I was surprised. I remember requesting one if you could find it. I knew it was a long shot. However, afterwards I became concerned, knowing that it has such a use. Many of our teammates are heavily traumatized or heavily modified, such as myself, or Sparks, or Mad Dog.
I'm really not. Never mind.
Hellbent just shoots you a look.
I did not
what
specify which one you were, Sparks.
I feel like that's a lot of. I don't have the gun.
I presumed this gun was a gift from our new politico friend, a signal that you were supposed to have a leash on the group, control over us, and the ultimate decision on whether we live or die. In response to this, I purchased more cyberware, of which you are aware, and now hold the keys to. It was a moment of weakness, and I have made that clear. However, I do not think this is the final extent of this interaction, because although you may not understand what that pistol means or what it may be given in, it was still provided to you by someone who has extreme reach and very, very untoward intentions. I do not like it, and I do not like being in the dark. You have lived under my roof for as long as I have known you. I trust you. I will continue to trust you. But I do not wish to live day to day. I am not a survivalist. I am in this group to ensure your success. I take the bullets so you do not have to. I do not want you in harm's way. I want to build this group into a thriving community. But I cannot do that if there are other powers undermining us while we build. I have more to say, but I feel that I have taken enough time as it is.
And Hellbent will flip the gun and hand it to our resident doctor.
Diggs will kind of like get up and walk over to Hellbent, and if he'll allow her, she's just gonna give him a hug and not say anything and just nod her head and go sit back in her chair.
Hellbent responds. It's not the most comfortable hug, but he's trying.
That's so much metal.
Sarah's going to see if anyone else is reaching for the gun right now. If no one does, she's going to actually hand it over to Shamu.
Oh God, is he awake?
And say,
Is he awake?
Shamu, I
promise
couldn't
you-
help but notice that you haven't had much to say so far. Would you like to cut in at all? Perhaps talk about why it is that you don't have much to say if my suspicion is correct.
I promise you, Shamu hasn't passed out or anything. He's just been sitting back in this chair and kind of just letting everything go on. He's not gonna question the pistol. He's taking it. He's been listening enough. But he just paused. I mean, I only recently started being a part of this group, so it's not like I have much history with anyone yet. I don't really know. That's all. He is just kind of. That's all he's got. He just offers the gun back.
She will
Yeah.
take
Can I have
it,
that gun?
and she will hand it to Boomsmith.
All right.
Businessmith, rather.
Mr.
I'm
Business
business smith today. Okay. So, well, you didn't have a lot to say, Shamu. So, let me talk for you or about you. Anyway, you're, as I understand, the only person in this group who didn't really have a choice. Is that correct? Like, as I recall, we found you in a ship, and your choices were die, or work for Hellbent. And is it right that you owed Hellbent a bunch of money? It just feels like a really imbalanced situation, and I haven't really asked about it, but it's been kind of confusing. Joel business Smith over here.
I'm sorry. I thought you just said boobs. Smith.
Who's boobs? I don't.
No, boob. Boob.
Boobs.
That's a very
Boom-
different person.
Boom Smith's
power.
medtech cousin.
Works in plastic surgery. Boobs.
Is a
Smith.
body sculptor.
Boob.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
That was good.
I don't know. Does that sound right? Or does that sound goofy? Shamu.
Maybe we should test Shemu's loyalty.
No,
I'm
sure.
squinting.
Are you gonna hand me back the gun?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
no,
I'm
he
sorry.
does need
Here's
the
the gun. Grab your hand.
Shamu's been paying attention.
Plop
He
it
knows
right
the
in.
rules at this point. Yeah. He takes it just. I mean, look, I'm used to things getting fucking out of control. I'm used to dealing with debts and stuff, so I'm not exactly questioning the fact that it was either work with you guys and pay off the debt or get sent to do experimental work for a company and to try and pay it off, or have it ripped out of me. And I'm usually the guy who doesn't want to have things painfully ripped out of my head.
Yeah, no, I
So,
get that.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah,
I'm
we were
pretty
here to
fine
rip
with it.
something out of your head. That's right.
Oh, I'm glad that
Yeah.
we did.
Ah,
Well, we
yeah.
didn't. We didn't do
Yeah.
that.
And I mean, it's not like you guys have been doing anything that makes me too pissed off. I mean, I get to keep. So far, you guys have just let me keep the boat. I know not technically keep the boat, but
It's a boat.
he just like kind of waves it at everybody, just like, be honest, who actually wants to be on that boat for anything more than traveling for a short distance?
You
Hellbent
can
raises-
already hear. You can already hear Cecile like. Sorry.
Hellbent just raises his
Conspicuously
hand.
starts wiggling closer.
Like,
Hello?
it's just like, you know, like, I'm not against, like, I know you guys like it for the travel aspect. I just like that thing because I like being on the water. So,
Is that why you're here? It's on my turn. I'm sorry.
he looks at Smith, and then he looks back at the gun. You can see him like he facepalms slightly, and he casually reaches over and puts the gun on top of the bigger gun barrel. Just go ahead.
Oh, thank you. Okay, now, Shamu, you just kind of seem to take whatever life gives you. I mean, you really bend over for it in a way that's a bit concerning. Like, if
You
your
have-
goal was to live,
Use that
I
metaphor.
think you probably picked the worst possible way to achieve that goal. Like, I mean, this next mission coming up, we might all die, like way more than every other time. And last time, well, you weren't there for last time, but oh my god, Hellbent almost died. Like, holy shit, that's.
I broke my arm.
She broke her arm.
I got hit by a car.
Yeah.
I stole the car.
People get hit by a car. Oh. Like, are you okay with this? Like, is this how you want to die?
Who's
like,
dying?
God.
Look, if you play the game long enough, you're gonna get shot. It's just, that's how it all goes. Live by the BMG 500, die by the BMG 500. That's what I always say.
Sarah Van nods. These are wise words, and she's very.
We're just like, is this how you want to die? 'Cause there's no shame in saying no. I don't want to feel like
barrel
here.
directly at you.
This is the only way
Is
Boomsmith
this
can
how you
talk.
want to die?
This is how you want to die while he's
I'm
being
I'm
aimed at
handed-
with a Pez gun.
Boomsmith stands up and pulls the barrel out. Picks the gun up, the speaking pistol, and hands it back to Shamu. And then sits down.
I would like to take this time to point out that Hellbent has had his hand raised
Oh,
again for the last 2 sessions.
We're gonna give
Shamu's looking-
Shamu a second to respond.
Shamu has the gun, looks at Hellbent, just immediately just walks over and gives Hellbent the gun instead. He's not answering yet.
Hey, it's okay. It's okay. He'll talk when he wants to.
Alright, well, Hellbent, you have the speaking pistol.
I admit, your position was not favorable when we first met, Shamu. But you have kept to the terms of our deal. At the moment, you have been paid off. And as the arbiter of Mechanodyne's resources, at least with this group, I was planning to extend an offer to you. However, that plan was thrown out the window due to our dear fixer's intentions earlier. The ship is yours. You may do with it as you please. You owe no loyalty to this group. But I have seen you work. I would like you to be a part of this, if you are willing. An equal share now. The ship is yours either way. You may do with it as you please.
And he just flips the gun.
I mean, Shamu takes it, but he doesn't really say anything for a minute. Like, he's just kind of pauses for a minute. Just, I mean, for one, I guess, thank you. I guess, but yeah, I was pretty much gonna stay regardless. Like, I mean, look, I'm gonna be honest. Aside from even before the debt, this is still pretty much the best I have gotten luck-wise. If you think I'm giving this up at this point, you're out of your fucking mind. So, yeah.
I didn't know we were allowed to curse.
If it's against the
cursing
rules,
this
Shamu
entire
didn't hear
time.
that.
If
If it's against the rules, Shamu didn't hear that. He's cursing until he's told off.
That's fair.
So yeah. So he just kind of like, at that point, kind of holds the gun out by the barrel, just like, anybody else? Because I don't really have any baggage.